So
reminds me of me and Hafe. Yeah.
straight and true.
Yeah, right.
The only time I shoot is when the temperature's in the 80s.
And also for you track fans today, the big Section 2A meet is at Mankato. Starts about 10 in the morning and will run till supper time probably. And
yeah.
all kinds of good athletes, good events. If you enjoy track, that's a short drive and a good place to watch. And of course, we wish all the 4 area teams the best of luck in that. Hopefully, a few will get the state out of that.
We should have some girls that should get there. Maybe a couple guys will surprise us, but the girls are pretty strong this year. And you get to Kate Goosey's and you get those relay teams, and you got Severson's, Caitlin Stevens coming back now from a couple injuries. They'll be okay.
Thank about our girls. She's
Yeah,
pretty
Ellie
good in
is.
the sprints.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Well, our high school season is wrapping down, if it's not already done. So we're going to jump into some other topics today. And I guess, first of all, we should bring up John Wooden, the Wizard of Westwood. I think he passed away at age 99. I think he's got a couple of records, Ted, that we are never going to see broken. 7 consecutive NCAA championships. That's just not going to happen with the balance there is amongst team nowadays, and 88 straight wins.
Yeah, I lost some money on that. A long time ago, I was in the service over in Japan, and we had a guy that was a UCLA graduate, and he bet us in 1971 that the Bruins would go undefeated and win the NCAA tournament. And we're just thinking, how can he make that goofy of a statement? So I lost $20. But
That was a lot of money back then.
Well, yeah, before a season starts, you figure somewhere along the line you're going to slip up.
Get a bump in the road.
But it was just amazing. This guy collected money hand over fist. But if you've ever read the book, I think it's called Pyramid of Success by John Wooden, and he goes into detail like how to put on your socks for the team. And he had like 3 rules, and one was you don't cuss, and you're not tardy for practice, and you'll never criticize a teammate. Those are his 3 fundamental beliefs. And the guy was a true gentleman. I mean, we went up, Johnny Conway had some tickets for an FCA table up in the cities when he had the NCAA finals or quarterfinals. And he was the guest speaker. He must have been 90 years old then. And we were introduced to him, and the guy it was just amazing to say I'm shaking hands with a legend. But sad day for basketball with him passing away.
Now, granted, John had a lot of talent at UCLA, but he had to be able to adapt because the 2 I remember are Bill Walton. Now, you guys are both coaches. What would you think for the first time if a guy just walked off in the middle of warm-ups and sat down and said, I don't need to warm up today? I mean, that had to be a huge adjustment the first time. And then he also had, of course, Lou Alcindor, who back then freshmen couldn't play, and I think Lou scored 37 points in the varsity freshman scrimmage. But Lou was pretty outspoken about minorities and other things, and I'm sure John had to bite his tongue a few times there. So the guy was able to adapt to whatever he had.
Yeah, it seems like he was a smooth talker. Matter of fact, he said, here's how it's going to be, accept it or not. Now, Bobby Knight would have killed Walton. So two different
he would have had him by the neck and said, get back out there and warm up.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was the epitome of what a coach would be. But he was setting his guys up for success in life, not necessarily for basketball. So you have to admire a guy like that. Little known fact, a lot of people, he was offered the Minnesota job, but unfortunately there apparently had been a snowstorm, so they couldn't get the message to him. So in the meantime, UCLA contacted him, and so he signed in a dotted line with UCLA, and then Minnesota finally got through from the snowstorm, and they offered him a job, but he said, a man of principle, he would not back out of it because they gave him a word to UCLA. So we could have had him here in Minnesota.
So they didn't text him in time that there was a snowstorm?
I don't know if they had email or not, but
I don't think so.
No, I wish we didn't have texting, because this morning I got some really good news.
Yep.
And I always want to know, is my face, does it look puffy or not? I'm going to ask Andy. Andy, how's
camera adds 10 pounds.
I know, and after this weekend with all these graduation parties, next week I'm going to look like the Goodyear blimp here. So I don't know how many are going out to graduation parties, but it seems like everybody's got to outdo everybody with the food and what punch you've got, and it's amazing. So
and of course you have to eat at every place to be polite, don't you, Ted?
So John Bendix and I run each other all over last night. We're going, and then now they start like 2 weeks before, and then we might go to 4th of July. I mean, nobody has just one set weekend anymore. You're going all the time.
Well, if he wasn't so popular like us, if he wouldn't have to worry about going to so many, would he?
So many.
Oh, Lord.
It's on the graduation diet.
What is one of the best meals you ever had?
Yeah, definitely.
Really, what was served that you thought was unreal? Last year I had Buffalo Wild Wings. Got those babies. Then another kid had, Andy Isker had beef commercials. You got the old pheasants, great beef commercials. Plug for the pheasant. Okay, work your brothers, keep going out there. All right. Anything else?
Another topic I think we have to discuss this week is the perfect, non-perfect game, instant replay with umpires. You guys are both ball players. What do you think?
Well, to follow that up right away, then the Twins lose on a call at second base. It could have been disputed, but I think the human element has to stay in baseball. I think they just came out and said C-League will not overturn it, will not make an exemption for the perfect game. But it's just one of the factors of the game. And when I watched the replay, it looked like a snow cone. He had the ball in the webbing, kind of, and it looked like he juggled it for 1 second. So I'm sure maybe the umpire, I mean, obviously he's admitted he blew the call, but boy, that Galarraga's handled it so smooth.
Well, he's probably gotten more notice this way. He's got a new Corvette. What the heck?
Well, yeah, you got to stick with the human element. I agree with you.
That's part of the
game.
If
you were going to pick everything apart with the instant replay, that'd be tough. I mean, we grow up with umpire calls and rulings, and you might as well keep it all the way through. Even though they have the technology now to do those things, and football is amazing what they've done with it. But I don't know. That's their job. They screw up too. And then coaches make poor decisions. Referees make poor decisions. Like you said, it's an element of the game.
Yeah.
And if you can get away with a bad call, hey, you lucked out.
I do like it for the home runs because some of those towering hooking shots down the line are so hard to see. But of course, the argument for the replay is, well, the NFL gets 3 hanky tosses. Why can't Major League Baseball
just give them one.
Yeah, give them one
the
or
game's
whatever.
Getting long as it is, but
Yep.
one protest, and then you probably, like, I was watching the Twins last night, and Bert Blyland was talking about it. He said probably nobody will use it because you're always thinking it might go extra innings, so you're going to need that.
Save
maybe.
it, yep.
And so you probably never use it.
I'm just wondering, in baseball, what would you throw out there? Because in football, that they have the penalty flags you throw, so the coach gets the red flag to throw. What the heck would the baseball coaches
Maybe we could have a
out
red
there?
baseball in their pocket and they could roll it out on
Roll a red ball out.
out to the diamond, out to the pitcher mound or
Well,
something.
you could
That's
do
something
like-
for you to think about.
well, you
'cause
could do
I know
like
your
the-
wheels
Ted
are-
could-
his
Ted
wheels
could
are
come
turning
up with
right now.
something.
I would
Yeah.
think they would have the pig run out of the dugout like the Saints have. Okay, you just run around, you have a red flag on, and
Yep, see, I knew you'd come up with something.
Yeah.
And how about our Twins, as long as we're on the baseball topic?
Great win last night.
It was, but this is a lousy week for those of you who stay up and watch those West Coast games, and you got to get up early in the morning and go to work. That's tough. But if they ever get a full lineup, it's going to be something. But you got Kadir out now on a bereavement, whatever, with the family death, and you got Hudson still out. It just seems like continually they got somebody.
Morneau is very beat up.
Yeah.
Of course, all teams go through this because it's such a long season, but it seems like we're getting all our nagging injuries right here early. But the pitching has been good. The hitting has been average.
Yeah. Do you think they should play more small ball? Remember the old days with the Pranis and Ozzie Guillen to get all upset about the bottom of the order, could just bunt and get them over. But a lot of times we get second and third with nobody out or one out, and we don't score them, but we don't move them up either. Like last night we had first double, and then all of a sudden Kubel strikes out, and boom, there you got a guy in second, and another strikeout, and boom.
Tank Larson would have them.
I know.
Small
Yeah.
ball in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then let Morneau and Mauer do the job. And Kadir when he's
Or
back.
they should watch a softball game because those guys, small
Yeah.
ball, I mean, they'll have a runner on second with one out, and they'll bunt them up to third.
Tank Larson would base hit bunt to first, delay steal to second. As his catcher's throwing back to the pitcher, steal third, and then
suicide squeeze.
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
a Tank Larson manufactured run right there.
And if you like baseball, the Braves are in action. They won 25-1 against the Casson Coyotes last night.
And Casson knocked off Mankato East in baseball in the tournament. So they
Casson is
usually
the top
produce
seed
some,
in that section.
They produce some good players.
The state softball tournament's at Mankato next weekend.
Yeah, Mankato East will be there playing.
Mankato East will come out of our section as they
Minnesota
went
Gophers,
undefeated.
men's team.
And the Minnesota Gophers upended the top-seeded
Yep.
Cal State Fullerton Bulldogs last night, 3-1, and again it started at 10 p.m. our time.
Oh, but the Bulldogs, a good name.
Hey, we'll come up with some more topics next week. I want to thank everyone for watching this week. Thanks to Steve and Maceo Anderson, our production crew.
Birthday.
Thanks,
Happy birthday to Cook.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday to you.
thanks to Joel Hafer, the new head
On behalf of Maceo.
Basketball.
softball and basketball
Softball,
coach,
basketball.
and to Ted Hammond, JWT boys basketball coach. See you next week at the Andy Studio.